Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to solve poverty right now. But sorry, 6 guys in suits and a panel of judges won't solve that problem. Now, I'll move on to my reply speech. What has Proposition told you today? We've told you that we're trying to make the best out of the worst situation. Poverty, unfortunately, is here to stay, but we're trying to make the best out of it. We have told you from the beginning, this occurs in developing countries with, I reiterate, GDP per capita with less than 12,000 US dollars. This seemingly context has been ignored, which again violates the very motion that we're debating today. Opposition, on the other hand, goes with a very idealistic other measures approach. They justify this with morals, saying that it's derogatory, but they never explained how, when, or why. Questions left unflown. Now, they try to establish more things. First of all, to try to establish psychological damage in children. Again, we have responded to this by saying having no food, looking at your parents suffer for you, is probably very psychologically and emotionally deprivative, right? And then they also try to bring out other measures, things like education, vocational training, foreign aid, and most importantly, abolishing child labor and only allowing adults to work. However, we pointed out many data here. Look at India, they have anti-child labor policies, right? And after they enacted that, child labor rose by 12.5%. That's it. Look, then we look at Proposition side, right? Proposition came out and we told you, first of all, how poverty is imminently related to child labor. We look at stats, we look at analysis, we look at how food and medicine is necessary for nutritional growth. We gave you a full-on analysis, and they only took on one point by never responding and saying that NGOs can solve the problem. Well, NGOs have been working for 30 years to solve this problem. The whole human civilization has been trying to solve poverty for more than 2,000 years. I don't think we're anywhere close in this debate, and we're not here. We don't even need to take up that burden to solve poverty. So please stop mischaracterizing us. Now, second of all, so NGOs definitely wouldn't solve this problem, because if they did, and if they could, they would have solved it already. Now let's look at some other points. We told them how without supporting this motion, we could lead on to a path of danger. We raised examples of Bangladesh, of pushing child labor to worse conditions. This point went unresponded. And there are more examples. In my speech, I told you how we can justify this based on rights, so we can actually have a more moral debate that they wanted to, right? I told you how the right of basic necessity is larger than the basic right to education in the context of developing nations, because we're looking at 2 different worlds here. But they seem to not recognize it. And I don't know if they're superhumans or something, but I quote them and they said, we can give them food and water. That's it. Well, that's it is really not that's it. You're telling them basic necessities of life. I told you the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I told you how, and it seems to be common sense after all, that food and shelter is required for every single human being to live. So without food and shelter, it's not that's it. That's gone. It's done. And then there's the final thing. Community benefits, right? I continue pointing out community benefits in my speech. Again, this was never responded. We gave you a massive analysis that all went unanalyzed because they caught on one point, and that's it, NGOs. So if you're standing for a house that is of the children, by the children, and for the children, vote side proposition.